I caught my girlfriend cheating. And then things got way weirder than I expected. I'm 24. I work a normal office job in a mid-sized city, nothing special. Same commute, same desk, same microwave lunches. My girlfriend Maya is 23. We've been together almost 3 years. We live together in a small one-bedroom apartment with a cat that judges us both. Everything felt fine. Not fireworks every day, but comfortable. The kind of relationship where you already know what the other person will order at a restaurant. Last Tuesday started like every other Tuesday. I left work early because my boss was in a meeting and I had a half day of PTO I needed to burn. I texted Maya around 2:40. Heading home early, surprise. Want me to grab anything? She replied almost immediately. Oh, nice. I'm still at the library studying for that exam. Be home around 6. The library. She always said the library. I got home at 3:15. The cat was on the couch. Maya's shoes were by the door. Her laptop was open on the kitchen table, screen still on, logged into her student portal. The bathroom light was on. I could hear the shower running. I walked toward the bathroom, already smiling, ready to knock and say something dumb like room for one more. Then I heard a second voice, a guy's voice, low, laughing. I froze in the hallway. The water kept running. The laughing stopped. Then Maya's voice, softer than usual. Shh, he doesn't get home until 6. I stood there for maybe 10 full seconds. My brain did that thing where it tries to invent explanations that make sense. Maybe it was a podcast. Maybe she was on speaker with her brother. Maybe the cat had suddenly learned human speech. Then the shower turned off. I stepped into the kitchen, quietly opened the fridge, and took out a beer I didn't want. I sat at the table. Waited. The bathroom door opened. Maya walked out in a towel, hair wet, laughing at something. Behind her walked a guy I had never seen before. Mid-20s, gym clothes, the kind of confident posture that comes from never having to explain himself. He saw me first. His face did that exact thing people's faces do when they realize they've walked into the wrong apartment. Maya turned. Her smile died so fast it was almost impressive. Silence. The cat jumped off the couch and left the room like it wanted no part of this. Silence. The cat jumped off the couch and left the room like it wanted no part of this. I didn't yell. I didn't stand up. I just looked at them and said very calmly, "You said library." Maya opened her mouth, closed it, opened it again. "It's not what it looks like." The guy, to his credit, didn't try the same line. He just said, "I'm gonna go," and started putting his shoes on like the floor was lava. I watched him leave. Maya stood there in the towel, water dripping onto the hardwood we had spent a weekend refinishing together last year. After the door closed, I asked the only question that mattered. How long? She sat down across from me, still in the towel. 3 months. 3 months. While we were planning a camping trip. While she was telling me she loved me every night before sleep. While I was paying half the rent and half the groceries and half of everything. I didn't cry. I didn't throw anything. I just felt this weird, hollow quiet settle in my chest. Like someone had pressed mute on the entire apartment. She started talking, apologizing, explaining. He was someone from her study group. It just happened. She never meant for it to go this far. She still loved me. Classic greatest hits. I let her talk until she ran out of words. Then I said, "I need you to leave for a few days. Stay at your sister's. I need the apartment to myself." She packed a bag, cried at the door. I didn't open it for her. She left her key on the counter. That night I sat on the couch with the cat and stared at the wall. I didn't text anyone. I didn't post anything. I just existed in the quiet. Wednesday I went to work like normal. People asked if I was okay because I looked tired. I said I didn't sleep well. Thursday I came home and found a note under the door from Maya. More apologies. She wanted to talk. I ignored it. Friday something unexpected happened. I was at the grocery store after work, standing in the cereal aisle like a zombie, when I got a text from an unknown number. "Hey, this is Jake, the guy from Tuesday. Can we talk for 5 minutes? Not about Maya, something else." I almost deleted it. Then curiosity won. I texted back, "Talk," he called. His voice was nervous in a way it hadn't been in my bathroom. "Look," he said, "I know I'm the last person you want to hear from. But there's something you should know. Maya's been talking to more than just me." I stopped in the middle of the aisle. He continued, "There's a group chat. Some of the guys from her classes. She's been arranging things, not just me. I only found out because one of them screenshotted something and sent it around as a joke. I felt like shit when I saw it. That's partly why I left so fast on Tuesday. I realized I wasn't special, I was just Tuesday. I stood there holding a box of cereal I wasn't going to buy. Jake sent me screenshots. I spent 20 minutes in my car in the parking lot reading them. Messages going back almost 5 months. Different names, different days. Careful scheduling so no one overlapped. Mentions of me as the roommate situation and the guy who pays half. It wasn't a moment of weakness, it was a system. I drove home. The cat was waiting. I sat on the floor and read every message again. Then I did something I still can't fully explain. I opened my laptop and created a new email address. I started carefully collecting everything. Screenshots, timestamps, the note she left, the texts she had sent me those 3 months saying she was studying late. I wasn't planning revenge exactly, I just needed the full picture. Saturday morning, Maya texted again. She wanted to come over and talk. I told her Sunday at 2 p.m. Sunday she showed up looking tired and hopeful. She sat on the couch. I sat across from her. The cat watched from the windowsill. I didn't start with accusations. I started with a question. Do you remember the camping trip we planned for next month? She nodded. I canceled the reservation yesterday, full refund. Her face fell a little. Then I slid my phone across the table with the group chat open. She went very still. I watched her scroll, watched the color leave her face, watched her realize that the carefully managed parallel lives had collided. She tried to speak. I held up a hand. I'm not interested in why. I'm interested in what happens next. You have until Friday to move your things out. I'll be staying at my brother's. The lease is in both our names, so we'll figure out the rest through proper channels. Don't contact me except about logistics. She started crying. Real crying this time. I still didn't feel the satisfaction I thought I would. Just that same quiet hollow. She left. I sat with the cat for a long time. Here's the part that still feels unreal. 2 days later, I got another message from Jake. He had been talking to some of the other guys. One of them, a guy named Derek, had actually recorded a couple of conversations with Maya because he thought something about the whole situation felt off. In one of them, she casually mentioned that she had been considering upgrading and that I was convenient but temporary. Derek, for reasons I still don't fully understand, felt guilty enough to send me the audio. I listened to it once, then I deleted it. I didn't need it, I already had enough truth. By the end of the week, Maya's things were gone. The apartment felt bigger and smaller at the same time. The cat started sleeping on my side of the bed like it had been waiting for the opportunity. I didn't post anything public. I didn't tell mutual friends the full story. A few people asked what happened. I said we grew apart. Some version of the truth. 3 weeks later, I was at a coffee shop near work when I ran into Jake. We nodded at each other like two people who had shared a very strange elevator ride. He bought my coffee. We didn't talk about Maya. We talked about the weather and how weird the city felt after certain things. Then we went our separate ways. I'm not dating anyone right now. I'm not ready. I still catch myself checking the time when I leave work early, half expecting to walk into something. The cat still judges me, but more gently. Sometimes at night I think about how ordinary Tuesday started. How a half day of PTO and a text about the library were enough to rearrange everything. How the most dramatic thing that ever happened to me looked, from the outside, like just another quiet afternoon in a small apartment. I don't hate her. That's the strangest part. I just don't know her. The person I lived with for 3 years was a carefully maintained version. The real one had a schedule and a group chat and a system. I'm learning to live with the quiet. Some days it's heavy, some days it's just quiet. The cat seems to prefer it this way. And every once in a while, when I'm standing in the cereal aisle or waiting for the shower to finish running, I remember that one sentence from the bathroom. Shh, he doesn't get home until 6. Except sometimes he does.